What's up, everybody? This is the Den, and I'm here with Ontario Landers. I'm Daniel Schulz. What's up, Ontario?
Hey, bro. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, no problem, man. Ontario is a Jiu Jitsu competitor, and he's moving into MMA. He's one of my best friends. How are you, Ontario?
Good, bro.
So, what's the update on your Jiu Jitsu and MMA?
So the update on that is, during COVID-19, all of my tournaments and fights have been either rescheduled or canceled. So, for example, I was supposed to compete at New Breed. That has been postponed till November.
Okay.
And then I had in this other tournament, the Warlord Invitational. That's been rescheduled. I don't know the exact date yet, but I'll let you know whenever I get that information. And then my MMA debut. Well, we're still looking for a fight as of right now, so we're thinking about maybe July or August right now.
And you're a purple belt right now in Jiu Jitsu?
Yeah.
When do you expect to be a brown belt?
Probably not for a couple more months,
Okay.
I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe like a couple months or another year.
What have you been doing to stay in shape during all this quarantine and stuff for you to be able to, still compete at a high level?
Oh, so I've still been going on runs. I've been able to do push-ups and crunches at my house. I have a little bit of weight, so not much,
Yeah,
but it does the trick while we're in quarantine, you know?
it does. Yeah, do you have dumbbells?
No, I have like this little bar.
Okay. Yeah, all I have is a 30-pound dumbbell. So all I've been doing, I was hooping, and they took down the rims. Although there's a court somewhere I think we're gonna go to, and then I've just been using a 30-pound dumbbell. Like you can do a lot of stuff with a dumbbell, honestly, like a lot of stuff. I've only lost like 2 pounds, and I've been running.
Yeah, you can do like squats with it. You can do try.
Yeah, you can do curls, squats, presses, all that stuff, and I've been doing push-ups too. Honestly, man, I really haven't like lost that much, so I don't know, man. I don't know how much I'm gonna be in the gym after this. Like, I don't know how necessary it is, but
You may just spend the rest of your life in a quarantine, right?
not in quarantine. No, not in quarantine. Just maybe not go to the gym as much. But so something I've always like thought of was whenever it comes to obviously I ran track in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought track and fighting were unique in a certain sense that with a team sport you have other people to rely on. You have other people relying on you, and that has good and bad, or not necessarily positive or negative, but it's just different, right? And if you lose, it's kind of the whole team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's different things happen or whatever, but you can be great. You can be 2018 LeBron, but you got Jordan Clarkson on your team, and you end up getting swept.
Yeah.
But in track and in fighting, it's really on you. On track, it's just your speed against those 7 other people. No excuses. It's just you. Are you fast or not? And then whenever it comes to fighting, it's just you and one other person. Can you beat this dude up or not?
Exactly.
It's just different. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's actually why I like MMA. Other than football and stuff like that I've tried, just because if I was to mess up or I was to lose, it's my fault, so I can go back and make the right adjustments in order to get the win next time,
Yeah. Yeah, and also the responsibility of like training and all that. That responsibility, that's something I liked whenever I couldn't play football anymore and I was just doing track. That's one of the things I actually liked, that all the work was on me. You know what I mean? I kind of like that, and it's the same in that,
Because I remember our freshman year, whenever we played football and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever we would lose, the team would blame each other. So it kind of was like we could never improve because nobody thought it was them that was messing up.
Well, some teams, I would say, it being a team sport adds a different dynamic. So you have to have the right attitude and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just another difficulty in a team sport.
Mm-hmm.
And team sports are important, obviously, but it's just different. It's just a different type of competition and different challenges that are there. But in a team sport, you do have a lot of people supporting you, and you also have kind of peer pressure motivation in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's
also,
kind of more
though, like even in MMA though, your team does play a big role.
That's true, and track too, because of your practices and stuff. But whenever you're competing, it's just you. You know, you don't have any help.
Yeah, that's the difference, man.
Yeah, that's true. So, in your fighting and when you're training and when you're competing, what kind of mentality, maybe the mentality of an athlete, maybe some kind of philosophy, what kind of mentality do you try to embody?
So I kind of try to imitate Connor's mentality,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's, envision yourself as the best, and if you can see it in your mind, you can see it in reality,
So confidence.
Yeah.
That's one of
But it's like the law of attraction.
the. What do you mean by the law of attraction?
So like, have you read the book The Secret?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure what it's about. What is it?
Alright, so it's just thinking about it, and if you truly believe it, and you truly feel as though maybe you're the best athlete in the world, or that you're gonna have $1 million, etc., then it'll come to be.
You know what my dad would call that? It's something he always used to say is a self-revealing prophecy, where you say you're gonna do something, you say something's gonna happen, and then it happens for you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Connor, that's just extreme confidence. So that's what you have. You just you go in there and you're like, I'm gonna win, with extreme confidence. Okay. Yeah, one of the mentalities I always liked the Kobe, the Jordan mentality. I remember the summer before my senior year, I was working out twice a day. And I remember it was because I watched the video and Kobe was I was trying to figure out what I was trying to do to be the best I could be. He was why not work out twice a day, So I just kind of think of that mentality, every time, just putting in as much effort, putting in as much as you can to be the best that you can be. Yeah, Connor, Connor's confidence is just insane.
Yeah, and even if you look back, we're not talking about the Connor that fought Khabib, okay?
I mean, he just lost. It's not even his confidence wasn't there, or I'm sorry, it wasn't his confidence wasn't there. It's not like he didn't have the same thing. It's just Khabib was better. Yeah, it just wasn't the same Connor.
No, that was the same Connor at all. If we're looking at the Connor that fought, Jose Aldo or who else? Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, Nate Diaz.
Yeah, that was the same Connor. Not saying the result would have been different, but he just wasn't in the same mindset as he was whenever he fought those other athletes,
Yeah, he just wasn't. Yeah, he was really distracted with punching that old man, the bus thing.
I believe punching that old man was after.
Oh, it was after? Okay. Yeah, but the bus thing was before.
The bus thing
he was already going kind of haywire before.
Spiraling downhill,
Yeah, definitely. I remember I got $20 off you whenever Connor fought Floyd. You thought Connor could beat Floyd in a boxing match?
I thought he did. I thought he could. Just because Connor was a good striker.
Yeah.
He had good. He had good boxing in all of his fights.
He did, yeah.
I think he knocked one fight out with a head kick, and the rest was just his hands. Although I guess I forgot to take into account though. He did set up a couple of them with the leg kicks and elbows and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The thing is, what happened? What I think a lot of people kind of thought was gonna happen was he just got tired, and there's a lot more rounds in boxing than there is in UFC, and he couldn't just. And also, Floyd is really good defensively, so Floyd was able to just stay in there until Connor got tired, and then he just beat Connor. At the end there, Connor was just gassed. But what did you think about? What do you think about the return of the UFC? When is it supposed to return?
I don't know. Hoping. We're in April right now, so maybe by May.
Really, May? Okay. As early as
Fight
that.
Island will be open up. It should have returned actually this weekend, but.
Yeah, I know it was supposed to be here. Yeah. What happened there?
It was something with Disney and ESPN and everyone. They said don't go ahead with the fight because she's too dangerous and stuff.
Yeah.
But they did say Fight Island is the move.
Fight Island? What is Fight Island? I've heard of it, but
yeah, I believe Dana White bought a private island. So they were gonna do fights from there. So I think everything's just being built on it right now. they were gonna start doing fights.
That's awesome. It's like Mortal Kombat.
Pretty much.
That's awesome, man. Who's supposed to fight on Fight Island?
Well, all the fights that couldn't take place. So like probably Tony Ferguson and Khabib, or
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson and Justin Gaethje. You know, Francis Ngannou. I forgot who he was fighting, but that fight's probably gonna take place there. Just all the fights that couldn't take place in this kind of time frame.
Yeah, and this whole.
They're gonna be booked on there, and then future fights as well.
Who's Conor supposed to fight next?
That's a good question.
Who do you think he's gonna fight next?
Who do I think he's gonna fight? I need to see how the Justin Gaethje and Tony Ferguson Khabib situation pans out. Because if Tony Ferguson and Khabib just go ahead and fight, then I think Gaethje and Conor would fight, and then the winner would fight the winner of Khabib versus Tony.
Who do you think is gonna win? Khabib versus Tony. I got Khabib. Khabib's one of my favorite fighters.
I'm gonna go with Khabib just because Tony's good. He's good on the ground. He's good on the feet. But Khabib's grappling is just second to none. So, and especially whenever Tony Ferguson fought Kevin Lee was able to take him down, mount him, and then just start raining down punches from there. And you can't really do that. You don't have that option with Khabib.
No, you don't. No.
So, the fact that Kevin Lee was able to do that, you know, Khabib can definitely do that, and maybe even get the finish. So, that's why I have Khabib winning.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be rooting for Khabib. I rooted for Khabib against Conor. So with the Cowboy fight, the Cowboy Conor fight, you know, how long did it last? Like 7 seconds, something like that.
It was like 40 something, I think.
Okay. It was
It's a
longer.
little bit longer than that.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, I was thinking of another thing, but yeah, 40 seconds. And I remember Stephen A. Smith was questioning the Cowboys' mentality. I remember Joe Rogan was talking about it. I mean, you can't really question. It's kind of hard to question a fighter's mentality. You know what I mean? It's like that's like probably the strongest mentality in sports. I mean, he questions the mentality just because he lost soon. Like it just kind of showed he doesn't know what he's talking about in fighting. Mm-hmm. Like I don't really think. You know, I think he should probably. I mean, he knows what he's talking about in other sports. You know, I watch him all the time. I love Stephen A. Smith, but he really, just showed a complete lack of just, I guess, understanding of,
MMA.
You know, the differences, like we talked about earlier, the differences in competing in MMA than, say, basketball or something like that. Like, you can't really question their mentality, in my opinion, especially if they're, like, a high-level guy.
Yeah, especially, like, Cowboy.
Especially him, yeah.
Yeah, like, if you look at Cowboy's past fights, let's see, he has the most wins, the most head kick knockouts, I believe. If you just look at the fights he's been in, a lot of them have just been either total domination or straight up wars, you know?
Yeah.
So he's putting on entertaining fights that are really bloody, really gory. So the fact that you would say someone like that just quit.
Yeah.
I really can't understand how you would use the word quit with a person like that. You know?
And also you're in a ring with someone else trying to knock you unconscious. I don't think you're gonna quit. I think it's kind of a fight or flight. Really comes in, or not flight because you can't run.
Exactly.
But
like Nate Diaz would say, it's kill or be killed.
Yeah, it's kill or be killed. So you can't really question whether they quit or not. I mean, you're just not gonna do that. Mm-hmm. It's just not natural. So what's your top 5? I'm gonna ask, what is your top 5 all-time best UFC fighters?
Okay.
And then I'll ask your favorites. But what do you think are the best?
Okay, so if I'm looking at the best, be DC, GSP, Demetrius Johnson. I'd really put Khabib up there, just because he's undefeated, and he just hasn't been tested at all.
Mhm.
So he's definitely up there. Then who'd be my 5th person? I'd probably say I'd put John Jones up there.
Okay.
John Jones, just although he's been in trouble in the past and stuff.
Yeah, he's had definitely some controversies.
Yeah, and with the whole testing positives, I don't think that had any effect on his performances in the octagon.
Yeah.
So.
Do you believe him when he said it was an accident?
I can believe it was an accident.
I can kind of see it too with all the.
cocaine and things like that.
Yeah, all the stuff he does. What did he blame it on again?
I was a dick pill. So,
Oh, he played. Oh gosh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
but unless he tests positive again, you know, then yeah, he's definitely in my top five.
Who's your top 5 favorite right now?
My top five favorites: Connor, of course,
Yeah.
and then Tony Ferguson. Just because, like, if you look at all of his last opponents and how they look after the fight, it looks like they got ran over or something, you know?
Yeah.
Looks like they got thrown into a tank full of piranhas. So he puts on amazing fights. Would be another one. Oh yeah, I like watching DJ just because he's so creative whenever he fights. Like his record-breaking title defense. He like suplexed the guy and then got the armbar off of that in the air. So that was just pretty cool. I'm at 3 right now. Israel Adesanya would be another one.
Oh, I like Israel. Yeah.
Just because his style is very different. You know, it's kind of like a more modern Anderson. So
Yeah.
I really like his style. And then lastly would be my teammate Razak. I like his style too. And like the fights he puts on, I've seen one of his fights, but I looked at his highlights and everything. It's just unbelievable knockouts. And he has 10 wins and 1 loss, and all of them have been by knockouts. So.
Did he lose by knockout?
No, he lost by a split decision, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But those other knockouts are like crazy knockouts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my top 5 favorites.
Okay. So you're trying to go into the MMA,
Yeah.
or you're trying to go into the UFC, I should say. You're transitioning in from Jiu Jitsu to MMA. You're still going to be doing Jiu Jitsu competitions, right?
Yes, but I think the last 2 I have right now, I think I may just take a break from those and just focus entirely on MMA.
Mm-hmm.
And I may do like the Dallas Open when it pops up.
Okay.
But anything other than that, I may just keep my mind focused on MMA and pursuing my career in that.
So you've been telling me, over the past months or so, or really kind of year or two, of your kind of transition. So you started about 5 years ago doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That was just your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now you feel like you've maybe in a way mastered jiu-jitsu or gotten to a very high level, and you want to transition into going into MMA, mixed martial arts. So when did you start training for, because jiu-jitsu is grappling.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't know that. It took me a while to know that. I kind of, I didn't know it was wrestling. I didn't know it was grappling. But jiu-jitsu is grappling. MMA is grappling things and striking things. Jiu-jitsu is grappling. Mm-hmm. And so when did you start doing striking training?
So I started I started at the gym I'm at now in May.
In the gym called the
War Room.
The War Room, yeah.
Yeah, I started there May of last year.
Okay, so about a year ago.
Yeah, but I was doing like a little bit of karate striking with my brother Chris at his place. But I officially made the transition to like MMA and kickboxing and stuff May of last year.
Okay. And your so that's the War Room, and then your jiu-jitsu's Alvarez.
Yes.
So what's the process of you going? I know you're going to do some amateur fights, and then you're going to try to go to the UFC. Mm. What's the process of going from just jiu-jitsu to training both striking and training MMA, and then doing amateur fights and then UFC? What's the process there?
So
what's the plan for you?
So my plan is, of course, take some amateur fights, and then hopefully I can win all of my amateurs, move into going pro, and then depending on my matchups or depending on the amount of fights I get within a year, will determine really how long I get to call for an organization like the UFC or Bellator, somewhere where I can make a good amount of money for a living,
Yeah. And your plan is to make fighting your career, right?
Yeah.
That's your main plan? Okay.
And then, you were talking about from jiu-jitsu to kickboxing, or just striking in general. It was a little bit difficult just because whenever I grapple, I'm sort of in like a wrestling stance, but I can't my fighting stance for striking is a little bit different, so I've been able to modify it a little bit to where I'm comfortable shooting for a takedown, as well as striking. On top of that, my striking coach has been able to help me, like, when I'm throwing strikes, transition that into a takedown. So
Okay.
I'm getting the hang of it. I feel like I've grown tremendously since I've been at War Room.
Mhm.
So I feel like I'm really ready to make my MMA debut. Although I feel like I still have a lot to learn in both Jiu Jitsu and striking before I feel like I'm at like an Israel Adesanya or
Mhm.
Demetrius Johnson kind
Really
of
high
level.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you think you're gonna be a black belt in jiu-jitsu?
Maybe a couple more years.
Like 2 more years?
Yeah, 2. Cause I just got my purple, so it'd be a couple more months to a year before I get my brown, and then after that it will take about a couple more months to a year. So yeah, about 2 years.
About 2 years. Okay. What do you like more? Do you like striking or grappling more? I'm gonna assume grappling.
I don't know. It depends on my kind of day, you know.
Mhm.
Cause like I like being able to take someone to the ground, but then when on the ground, I like the feeling of being able to like ground and pound, like punch them and stuff.
Yeah, because you
on
can't
the
do
ground.
that in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I guess the ground and pound aspect. So I can't really choose whether it's striking or grappling.
Mhm.
Cause I
Yeah,
never
ground and
used
pound.
both.
That's like street fighting, really. That's ground and pound. That's funny. Yeah, UFC, you can just pin someone on the ground and just start hitting them. Like
Yeah.
it's like no other sport, man.
I kind of like. Yeah, I really don't know. Just I kind of like both worlds, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So you like? When did you start thinking you were gonna do MMA?
I started thinking about it when I got into jiu-jitsu.
Oh, really? So you were thinking about it immediately?
Yeah, that was like always the game plan.
Oh, so that's been okay. This has been like 5 years in the making then.
Hmm And then like all the competitions I did was really to, you know, give me some achievements, you know, but then as well as grow me more into that competitive mindset and get me to a mindset to where I know where my head needs to be whenever I compete, you know.
Mhm.
So, and I've been able to bring in a couple golds. I had a couple losses, a couple bronze, silvers here and there, and no medals. But for the most part, though, I have a lot more golds and belts than I have losses. So that's good.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. You got a high win percentage then.
Mhm.
What do you think? When do you think? What would be an estimation, I guess, of when you'll make it to the UFC or Bellator or something like that?
Okay, so if I was to make an estimation, it really just depends on when I go pro. So it depends on how I finish out this year on MMA bouts. So I'm hoping I can get 1 to 2 in before the year ends. Maybe do 1 at the start of the year, and then go pro. So if I go pro probably early next year, I would say 2 to 3 years, if that,
To get to MMA?
to get to the
So you would go.
to get into the UFC.
I'm sorry, yeah, UFC. So
That's
so
my
there's
guess.
an in between of amateur and UFC. So you would go pro. Who exactly would you be like? Like what exactly would you be fighting for? Like you would be getting money if you went pro in about a year. Is what your estimation was.
Yeah, I'd go pro within probably about early next year if I'm able to secure like 2 belts.
Mhm.
And then so if I go pro early next year, right? We're estimating about 2 to 3 years to make it into the UFC if I have like an undefeated record or 1 loss, you know.
Okay.
But the period before who I would be fighting and where I would be fighting, it just depends. Like when you're in that sort of state, you're rarely signed to a single organization.
Mhm.
It's like you may fight for LFA one day, and then your next fight you may fight for a company like XKO
Mhm.
or just a different pro organizations, but they're not like a signed fight deal. Like you need to do this amount of fights. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
So it's kind of like almost like freelance maybe. Like you
Yeah.
kind of just
like a free
So you're-
agent kind of.
yeah, like a free yeah okay like a free agent yeah. So you can kind of just and these are all kind of like what's the viewership on these kind of pro fights like?
I'd say they're pretty well. like LFA and things like that,
Mhm.
they're on UFC Fight Pass.
Okay.
Or another MMA organization that's good that you would actually have a fight deal with would be PFL or Titan FC.
Mhm.
Those are good, and they're on UFC Fight Pass as well. Wait, no, PFL isn't. PFL is on ESPN, but Titan FC and a couple of other MMA organizations are on UFC Fight Pass. So you do see that allows UFC to scout you a little bit, and then as well as you get a good viewer stream just because you're on a UFC platform.
So going pro is kind of like maybe the G League of UFC kind of start, or maybe like you kind of start here and then you go to the big leagues basically.
Yeah.
Okay,
like
that's cool.
Have you played the UFC game?
I've
UFC
never
3?
played a UFC game. That's
Okay. So like UFC 3, you find this one organization, and then you take a couple fights, and depending on how you do in those fights, you can either be called to go into the Ultimate Fighter, where if you win that tournament, then you get to make it into the UFC, or you can be scouted by Dana White or another owner, or
Mhm.
another someone else within the company,
yeah.
and get signed that way.
Okay, that's funny because in 2K20, you start off in like some league in China, and then I think you go to the G League, and then you go to the NBA. So it's kind of like it's a similar thing. That's funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the career mode.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, for my career, you can make your own player. Can you do the same thing in UFC?
Yeah.
You make your own guy.
Mhm.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually.
Well, in NBA 2K, I would have thought what if that you started in college, and then.
It depends on the 2K. I think in some 2Ks you start in college, but then like 2K20, I think more the recent 2Ks,
Mhm.
they, I believe the backstory is you played in college and then they didn't draft you. You went undrafted, and so you had to go to the G League or something like that, and then you get drafted or you get signed. But
Oh, okay.
it just depends. It depends on the 2K, and they kind of all the 2Ks kind of just like all the Maddens kind of mix in my head a little bit. But
Mhm.
yeah. So what? I mean, I haven't played a lot of 2K during this whole quarantine thing. What have you been doing to entertain yourself?
I've been playing Modern Warfare.
Okay.
I've been training here and there, and then I don't know, really just meditating, and I've been investing a lot.
That's good.
So I have a couple get starts that I like. What else? That's pretty much been it. Oh yeah, and then my job is essential currently, so I still
What's your
work.
job?
Oh, I'm a daycare teacher,
That's awesome.
so I get to work with the kids a little bit, and then get to come home, and depending on the day, I'll train, and then probably meditate a little bit,
Mhm.
then go play Modern Warfare or just chill and watch a movie.
Bro, I've been playing a ridiculous amount of video games, man. I think everybody has. It's like, fortunately, I got kind of a job thing. I've been doing deliveries through some apps and stuff. I've been actually making a pretty good amount of money. Fortunately, otherwise I would just be playing video games all day. So it's nice to get some money.
Like I just started rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Bro, I need to rewatch that, bro. That was my thing back in the day.
Such a good show.
I think you have to. I remember I was looking a few months ago.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so you gotta buy it. I think.
No, I got the disc though.
Oh, you have the disc?
Yeah, I got all of them.
Okay, yeah, because I remember I was looking. Yeah, you have to. If I wanted to watch them, I had to buy them on Amazon Prime. But
And
nah.
then, I've been watching like The Wolf of Wall Street and Scarface. Watching those as well. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street in a long time. That's a good movie. Yeah. Scarface is one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Love Scarface.
actually,
Man.
like The Wolf of Wall Street is what got me into investing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not. Maybe that's not a good introduction into investing, man.
It made investing look fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's illegal investing. I guess,
Well,
but-
how he was doing it, yeah.
Yeah, how he was. I don't know. It wasn't. Well, actually, he started off doing pretty immoral investing. I think he was selling penny stocks to people that really weren't worth anything.
Yeah.
And then he got bigger, and then he started doing illegal stuff.
Mhm.
But
He got greedy, bro. He got greedy.
he got greedy. Yeah, there's a lot of movies about that. Scarface is one of them too.
Yeah, wait.
The fall
What happened
of.
to Scarface? Oh yeah. He didn't want to. I know he was counting.
Well, he
dollar
killed
bills.
his best friend.
Yeah. You know, he was counting like dollar bills and stuff. And then he got caught by the police.
Scarface? No.
Yeah. 'Cause remember he was counting the.
Oh, he did. He
Yeah,
gets
he got
caught
caught.
by the police, but then the police are kind of bad. Now the way he dies in the end is because
He didn't want to kill those kids.
yeah, he didn't want to kill the kids, and then the dude
Got mad at him.
Sammy something from like it wasn't Colombia, but it was something else. He he got mad, he killed him, but no, yeah, Scarface is awesome, man. I remember we watched that in Round Rock, but
Oh, yeah, that was fun. And then. Yeah, that's all I've really been watching. Man, Disney Plus too.
yeah, man,
That came in
Disney
clutch,
Plus,
bro.
yeah. I don't know, man. You gotta stay busy. Hopefully this is gonna end and I can get a haircut. We can start going out more, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see, man. But anyways, this has been the second episode. This is our actually second take of the second episode, but had some technical difficulties, but you know.
We did a redo. So.
We did a redo. We did what we could do. If you're listening right now, I appreciate you a lot, man.
Thank
Or
you guys
man
for
or
watching.
woman, but huh?
Thank you guys for watching.
Oh yeah, thank y'all for watching. Probably gonna have Damian Dawson on next Monday. I'll be doing these every Monday from now on. Appreciate all y'all and tune in next week.